Time now to get over to the kitchen and check in with our culinary director, Judi Gallagher, and see what she's cooking up today. Hi, Judi.
Well, hi there, Scott. I'm going to make a very simple shrimp dish that I actually got from the New York Times. You know, it's great online. Every week they send you about 10 recipes. What I like to do is read through all of them, get some ideas, and then alter it to meet my family needs or the flavor profile that I want. This is so easy. This is a recipe for people that may not like to cook. It's simply adding honey and a little cayenne pepper, and we're going to mix this with our own little stir fry with ginger and snow peas. I have jalapeno peppers going in the shrimp, as well as the soba noodles, which are a simple Japanese buckwheat noodle. I've already cooked them up. They're really healthy for you. So we're going to bring this dish all together with just a little hint of butter coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, let's get back to the kitchen and see how lunch is going with Chef Judi making honey chili shrimp today. Sounds delicious, Judi.
That's right, and it's a simple recipe, and I've tweaked it just a little bit from the original recipe that I found. So since I'm making for a large group, the recipe calls for a pound. I'm going to double everything and make 2 pounds because shrimp is pretty popular around these parts. I've added some zest of lime, about the equivalent of a full lime, and it's really going to bring out some great citrus notes from the lime right into this. Now, here comes the hot spot, so we may also have a tickle in our throat now because here comes in just a little bit of that chili pepper, cayenne pepper. We're going to add just a little bit of vegetable oil or canola oil. You can even use peanut oil, but I'm very sensitive to people with peanut allergies. And now we're going to add honey. You know, I try to stick with the local honey. Not only do I want to support the local honey farms, but also what's great is it gives you, you know, it's a health benefit because it helps you build up your allergies because, of course, the honey is made, the bee pollen, and it all brings it in, and it can help you in the long run. So we're going to give this a toss and let it sit for a moment. We're going to come over, and I'm going to be very careful not to get too much jalapeno on my fingers. I've julienned that, which means they're cut in thin, thin strips. My husband loves spicy food. I don't. I just want a little hit. So this is going to be just about the right amount. Now I'm going to take a little bit of fresh lime juice and I'm going to put that into there. And you can see I have a pan all ready to go in the oven, and I've sprayed it with food spray. I want you to do that instead of lining it with aluminum foil because aluminum foil is going to make it steam, and that's not what I want you to do, okay? So my mom used to make this baked stuffed fish that my son still loves that was flounder, and it was stuffed with mashed potatoes, and she basically made a Russian dressing on top and baked that in. I'm using a sriracha mayo. Now the thing to know about Asian mayo, it's higher in alkaline, and that's why in sushi restaurants you can see it on top, and it can sit longer with even if it's exposed to heat. So I'm going to stir this all along. Then I'm going to spread it in the baking pan, and it's going to go in a 500-degree oven. So when we come back, the shrimp will be cooked, and I'll be ready to whip up those soba noodles and some green beans and ginger. Stay with me. I'm coming back with great flavors. Scott, I think you're going to really like it. It's got a bit of heat in it, so because we had the jalapenos and we had that little bit of cayenne. Look at that, just less than 5 minutes in the oven, and you're starting to already see that beautiful effect of the honey on it right there. And we added the sriracha mayonnaise, and it is really going to bring up some flavors. Now let's get over to bring up a little more in the dish, make it a little more substantial, is I have some fresh organic green beans. I'm going to go right in a pan with some toasted sesame oil. I love toasted sesame oil, brings out a lot of flavor. We're going to add just about 2 of those strips of the jalapenos, but I'm going to break them up just a little bit because it's going to be hot. Now I've grated 1 clove of garlic, and I'm going to add some ginger, and I'm going to start to, let's bring the heat up on that. I'm going to start to saute these green beans. Take about, oh gosh, less than a minute just by themselves. I've already cooked up some soba noodles. Remember, they come in a pack like this. Take off that white band that's on, and you can put a little sesame oil in with the water if you want, or just some vegetable oil to keep it from sticking. But this also makes a great chilled noodle salad. So as the green beans start to come up to temperature, For people that don't want to have to cook a lot, you can buy the shredded carrot slaw already done for you, okay? If you don't want to have the mess of taking out your food processor, and this just makes it, again, really easy for people that are at home and they want to do something but they're not sure and they don't want to spend too much time. That's going to start sauteing. Let's get back over to our shrimp, which is still really hot. So I'm going to add about 3 pats of unsalted butter. That's going to melt on its own. You can see it's starting to heat up now. And that's going to just add a little bit of the creaminess. You often don't see this butter going if you're turning it in an Asian style. If I wanted to, I could just put this on a bed of white rice and be really happy with this. But I'm going for it. So come back with me. I'll have my stir-fry vegetables. I'll add the udon and ramen noodles, and we will be ready to serve these guys a really nice feast.
Back in the kitchen with Chef Judy, heading east for today's dish.
That's right, a little play on a honey shrimp. I added the sriracha mayo, which really gave it some flavor. It's almost like a version of bang bang shrimp without being fried. A little bit of that butter smoothed it out, but you still get that hit from the cayenne and the jalapeno. Then I did a bed of stir-fry ginger garlic green beans and some udon or soba noodles with some shredded carrot, and you can just add some Asian vinegar and a little Maggi Asian sauce, and boom, you have a whole meal.
Delicious, and the recipe's on our website, mysuncoast.com. Click on the dining button. It'll take you right there with all of Chef Judy's video instructions. This is really very tasty, Judy. Thank you.
Thank you there, John.